steps on taking the trans axle out. As you can see, I have my not so trustworthy motorcycle jack with a pile of wood stacked on top. All that's holding the transmission in now is the two transmission mounts, the upper bolt, and I actually put that nut back in because my plan is I'm gonna remove the transmission mounts left and right. Then the engine and transmission are gonna drop just maybe half an inch. And it's gonna rest on the steel support plate I installed. And once it's resting on that, that's when I will take that rear nut out and remove the top bolt. And then the transmission should just easily, with a little bit of a encouragement, slide out. So let's get started. I'm gonna start off with taking the right transmission mount off. Let's see if I can position this camera. I am first going to put, I'm jacking up, I'm just gonna put a little bit of pressure on the transmission, just a little bit. That's it. I'm gonna start off by taking off these two 13mm nuts and bolts. I'm not too worried about it because let me tell you, the engine and training will be resting on that plate. Alrighty. And transmission mount number one is removed. Okay, so all goes well. Don't have any reason to believe it shouldn't. Let me show you now, instead of having to wrestle at the top. Let's see if you can get a good view of this. If you look up there, you see the last remaining top bolt that I plan on tackling from down here, opposed to at the top. Back to my 4 extension breaker bar, because right now the engine and transmission are basically resting on that plate I installed. So let's see. Look at that. Yep, here we go. See? There's just a little bit of swivel movement on that socket in the end. That just gives it that enough. Oh, that's a little harder than I was hoping for. But yeah, it's there we go. Then isn't that much easier than having to climb in the engine compartment if you don't need to? to repeat myself again like a parrot. But I'm gonna leave this muffler support bracket on here because I think putting it on the ground just rests on this. I don't see a need to take that off. And just reach in there. Maybe not. Yeah, sure I can. Reach in there and pull that last remaining bolt out. I'm gonna label it, put it in the bag. Hope I didn't forget anything. Cut slave cylinders are sitting here still. I did forget something. Look at that. So that cut slave cylinder is out now. But I forgot to unclip the reverse switch wire. Trusty screwdriver here. Unclip it. Put it to the side. Are we wiggling nice and loose? Well, that was actually easier than a flat car. Remember, this transmission is not that heavy, so don't be afraid. Okay, all the way down. It's not heavy, doesn't mean you want to drop it. Watch your back. If you have that back, you may want to consult for some help. And something out that I've mentioned a minute ago. This is how I've left the rear muffler mount on, and the transmission just nicely rests on that. I don't see a problem with that. So that's how I'm gonna roll. Isn't that pretty? How pretty is that? Transmission removed. And clutch, flywheel exposed. So that brings me up to something I want to talk about very quickly. It's the IMS bearing, the infamous self-destructing Porsche engine IMS bearing. It hasn't taken me that long actually to get to this point. It's not that big of a deal. It wasn't that hard work or any special tools except that one transmission bolt and the rusted flanges. But it's really not that big of a deal to get to this point, really. It takes some time, a little bit of energy, but I mean, so does sitting in front of a TV on a couch watching a baseball game or watching a movie. At least this way you're getting something done. Although I'm planning on changing the IMS bearing on the other engine out of the car, obviously, but if you had to go in there, there's so much room. There's tons. I was kind of surprised at how much room there is. If you take the bumper and the muffler off, which I recommend, it's not that hard. Well, the muffler has to come off, but you take the bumper off. I mean, look at the room you have here. No problemo. All right, I'm gonna take this transmission and put it to the side over here. Watch your back and lift with your knees, not your back. Remember that. Yeah. Call it a day.